Today's game features Vassily Ivanchuk playing as white against Alexey Shirov as black. Move 1. White pushes to d4, keeping options open. Black advances the pawn. The idea is to develop quickly. So, white advances to c4, developing with purpose. Black supports the center with c6. The queen's gambit declines Slav. Both sides build patiently. Move 5. White repositions the knight to c3. It's black's turn. Completes minor piece development, improving the position quietly. Now, white maneuvers the knight to f3. Black pawn moves to e6. White develops the bishop naturally. Black pawn takes pawn. Meanwhile, white pushes to e4. Black continues with advances the pawn. White continues with advances to e5, building a strong pawn center. Black pushes to h6. Move 15. White bishop moves to h4, developing with tempo. Black pushes to g5, a solid opening choice. White knight takes the pawn. Black continues with pawn takes knight, winning material. White plays bishop removes the pawn, kingside operations begin. Black plays completes minor piece development. White pawn takes knight. Black deploys the bishop to b7. White advances the pawn. Black pawn moves to c5. On move 25, white advances to d5. Black responds with queen shifts to b6. Gaining compensation. Continuing, repositions the bishop for better activity. A complex position. Black continues with castles on the queenside. It's white's turn. Kingside castle. Continuing, pawn moves to b4. At this point, white places the knight on a4. Black now plays queen to b5. Queenside attack developing. And here, pawn to a3. Interestingly, black pawn takes pawn. Move 35. White pawn takes the pawn, the position sharpens. Black pawn strikes, capturing the pawn. White deploys the bishop to e3. Black develops the knight to c5, this is a critical moment. White brings out the queen to g4, check. Black rook to d7. White queen moves to g7. Black bishop captures the queen on g7. White plays pawn takes the bishop. Continuing, black deploys the rook to g8. Converting the advantage methodically. Move 45. White knight snaps off the knight. Black pushes the pawn to d4. Centralizing the forces. White continues with bishop takes bishop. Giving check. Black continues with rook captures bishop, moving closer to victory. White continues with knight removes the rook. Black repositions the queen to b6. White continues with bishop takes the pawn, a textbook endgame technique. Black boldly takes bishop with the queen. White continues with deploys the rook to d1. Moving forward, queen takes pawn, a sacrifice. Precise calculation required here. We're at move 55. White activates the knight, putting the king in check. Improving piece activity in the endgame. Black king steps to b8. It's white's turn. Activates the rook in the endgame, methodical conversion. Black plays queen removes the pawn. So, white rook takes pawn. Delivering check with the capture. Black king walks to c7. White brings the rook to a6, maintaining a clear advantage. Black brings the rook to b8, the rook dominates. Moving forward, rook takes pawn on a7. Giving check. Continuing, black king takes knight, winning material. Move 65. White rook snaps off the rook. Black plays slides the queen to g4, an inaccuracy. White moves the rook to d8, and check. A strong move. Black moves the king. Moving forward, white rook to a1. Alexey Shirov resigns. Vassily Ivanchuk wins the game.